Hi, I am Denise Newton Fitzpatrick, an advocate for the mentally ill and also the homeless in regards to housing discrimination, fighter for civil rights, as and also an advocate for equality. I am pleased to say that I am getting subscriptions on my YouTube channel. And I thank those who are subscribing, even though there's an issue because the count is not showing. The count showed up to my first few. It got to a number of 7, and then it doesn't show the count anymore. It also does not show who is subscribing. It showed a couple people's names, but it hasn't showed any more names, as well as not showing the counts. Yeah, YouTube is letting me know that there's been someone subscribed, but when I go to the channel or the YouTube studio, it doesn't show all of who they are, and the count number is not changing since it hit 7. So I'm working on that. It seems that it could have something to do with some kind of technical error or something that I don't quite understand yet, because it's quite technical. And if any of you have a YouTube channel, I'm sure you would agree that it's a lot of technicalities and a lot of stuff to understand in setting up these channels. I've come a long way from years ago when I first posted my first videos in regards to the illegal housing discrimination against my son and I. But then I didn't know that I had even began to set up a channel. I didn't understand hardly anything. So the count stayed real low as far as views. I've come a long, long way from what I knew then to what I'm learning now. It takes time and tenacity to get the thing going, to understand. There's just so much going on. There's so much promotions and having promoters share their advertisements on your channel and vice versa. And I mean, it's a huge thing. I knew YouTube was big, but I didn't know that the channels and Google were as gigantic. I had to have known that Google was gigantic, Google AdWords and that, and so much more. But I didn't realize that Google, who owns YouTube, is as big as they are. If you really want to get your business going or whatever, then if it can't be done on YouTube with YouTube channel and so forth, then it probably can't be done, because it's a big thing. And I look forward to my groups I have found at my organization called PRO319. I look forward to it just skyrocketing off. If, of course, number one being if it's Jah's will. That's the number one of all things. And it's a great organization. I met yesterday with some that will be collaborating with me, and I intend to be meeting with people on a regular. You can be one of the people to collaborate, because this is going to skyrocket. And it's a good thing, because it isn't just to show off like some people want to do, a selfish thing and talk about political stuff, because I am not into the political thing. Democrat, Republic, you name it. No, I know what that is all about. But I do want to have people to collaborate as we stand up, speak out, in defending, judging righteously, and defending the rights of others. And we know that everybody doesn't know it, but a lot of people think when they see the word civil right, that it has to be strictly talking about people of color, but that is not correct, because we all have civil rights. I can't be partial because the God whom I serve is not partial. He doesn't see color. He sees the heart condition. So I have to be that way. Although I am not against Black Lives Matter, I am not against them standing up for the rights of black people, because this is a group of people that have been terribly discriminated against for decades. I am up for the right thing. And as long as people are standing for the right thing, then I am with them. I cannot talk against white people because, in other regards, because the whites that discriminated and lynchings and Ku Klux Klan, all of that foolishness, every white person is not into that. And every white person does not promote that. The white people that are living today had nothing to do with the lynchings back then. Now, if they're still interested and love that, there's a problem with them. But there's good blacks, bad blacks, or whatever you want to say, people of color, or colored people, brown people, whatever it is. But people have different ways and reasons for not using black, or not using colored, or not using people of color. They have reasons that they're against one title or another, or whatever you want to call it. There's good, darker skinned people. There's bad. There's good white people or lighter colored people, and there's bad. But police brutality against darker colored people is wrong. And police brutality against anybody is wrong. But the reason that it stands out about blacks is because we tend to see more of that. And that lynching back then was not lighter skinned people hanging from trees. I haven't seen any. And if there are, and someone knows of it, it wouldn't be on a large scale as it was with browns or black, or people of darker skin. And if anyone knows of a white person hanging from a tree, or a lighter colored person hanging from a tree, now or then, please make me aware of it. But again, my heart is for all people, because, again, God is not partial. We have to think and be like Him to please Him as much as we can. And when He said, don't do this or stop doing a certain thing, He already took into consideration that you're imperfect when He said, don't do it. So that's no excuse for a lot of things that people do or don't do. But I do want to say, as an advocate for equality, and you may notice that I refer to myself different times. I may say advocate for the mentally ill and also the homeless. Some other time I may say just advocate for equality, or advocate for justice, or civil rights fighter. But it's all advocates for equality at any given time. What may be said or not said at a certain time, it's an advocate for equality. That is all the time, because it all falls under that umbrella. So today I am working on, again, setting up appointments to people that want to collaborate with me on the groups or organization or movement that I have founded, PRO319. I am also trying to get the video on PRO19 on my YouTube channel to be reviewed, to explain a little further in detail as to what it is. So when you hear me say to be previewed at 10 or 10:30, or if it isn't, please bear with me, because I'm doing so many things. I have more videos now on Instagram. I had more on Instagram, older ones before. many years ago. I didn't stay working with Instagram. Hey, my son's Julian's getting up from his nap. But I have some more videos on Instagram. Most of my videos, of course, will be YouTube because I'm trying to bring my Instagram followers to my YouTube channel. But I still have some videos that will be on Instagram for one reason or another. I am very thankful to the Supreme God for the heart that we have, me and Julian, to help others. I just wrote the Indie Week newspaper, who made sure that I had some more copies of the Indie Week. And the Indie Week, the article was in the March 16, 2016 edition when the case first happened against me and my son. It is just the tip of the iceberg. Because since then, so many things have happened that I have not even made a video about yet. And it has led to us being in this nice place that we are thankful for, although we are looking for and look forward to having not just one house of our own, but many that we can give people a roof over their heads who are without a place to lay their heads. PRO319 will focus largely on that as we stand up, speak out, judge righteously, and defend the legal rights of the lowly and the poor. Denise Fitzpatrick. Please subscribe to my page, my YouTube channel rather, and my group on Facebook, Victims of Housing Discrimination, which will also become a part of the YouTube channel as soon as I get around to it. Know that through all of me and my son's imperfections and shortcomings, because we're not perfect, that our hearts are big to help others. Have a good day. Goodbye now. Stand up for your rights. Or let us stand up for you, for your rights. Goodbye now. Love.